Hot and techie Brezza, the Citybird SUV.
Well, Tuesday night brings all our attention back to the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The focus may well be on KL and Kohli, but we are curious to see how Mayank Yadav goes to impressing all of us, taking our breath away in that last game. He now faces the toughest test, arguably, for a young fast bowler, for any fast bowler, as far as venues in India, albeit the world, go to bowl at. RCB hosts LSG in a fixture that continues to have the spice element right up and high, even though Gautam Gambhir's moved back to KKR. There's Naveen Haq there, Nicholas Pooran's had a good game there, so there's plenty to look forward to. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket Info Timeout. It's getting quite competitive on this couch as well. I'm noticing as we enter match 15. Tom, Mitchell is laughing here, but Mitchell only laughs when it's not a Mumbai Indians game.
He's come in and he's just brought a serious amount of intensity. And Tom was saying I was intense, but Varun, geez, you are super competitive.
No, I'm not.
He's saying it so sweetly.
Yeah.
He almost wants us to believe it. The astute figure is there. You know, he doesn't care about these petty awards.
He does deep down.
He's won so much more in his life. 2 World Cups, an IPL, the 100. This is
The current competition.
This would, if I manage to complete this after the next, what have we got, another 6 weeks, it would be the crowning moment.
Would you promise me if you get something, whatever it may be, it'll go right in between your World Cup medals on the top shelf of your mansion in Perth?
It will be the top shelf in my little shack in Perth.
All right. Well, we're very happy to have all of you, and we're trying to keep a quick look at what's happening at the Chinnaswamy. Remember last time LSG gave us something interesting. They're concerned about KL Rahul's fitness and his return to full fitness, and he therefore did not captain and only batted and was impact subbed out. So RCB won the toss for starters and will bowl, and I think that's pretty significant, gents, isn't it? Given they batted well and yet lost the game consistently or comfortably against KKR. So good toss for RCB to win.
100%. Also, the surface is a bit, the 2 matches you saw there, they were completely different surfaces. First match, there was a bit of variable bounce. The guys were saying that it was a bit sticky. Second game, the ball was gripping, slow balls really worked. So, obviously, we don't know what kind of surface they're going to play on tonight because there's no pattern we can go off on the surface. So yeah, and chasing at this Chinnaswamy is the best option because you can easily pace yourself. We all know how you can go big in the last 5.
Yes.
So that's something which any team would like to do.
KL is captaining today, Tom. Does it make much of a difference? I mean, I thought Nicholas Pooran actually captained quite well. Now, they obviously want their captain fully fit when he's back, but they are concerned about the injury?
Well, they're obviously managing it very carefully because they, want to get him through the whole tournament, not sort of suddenly find after game 3 or 4 he goes missing for a couple of weeks on the physio table. But I think it is significant. He's such an important player in that side because we know what he's capable of doing. He'll welcome being in Bengaluru. It's his home. He knows that ground. So, nothing different for him when he walks out to the middle.
All right, we're just going to confirm team news in just a bit. But now that we enter match 15, so it's the first milestone, so to speak, in a long tournament. But it's time to just, revisit the last 2 weeks or so with Tom Moody, Mitch McClenaghan, Varun, Aaron, as I put them to the test and ask them to pick their most exciting, most surprising, and most promising team, player, and match. Easy. I'll repeat that if it's too hard to follow on the first time.
Yeah.
And I have a unique way of figuring who will answer what. We don't have all the time in the world because you guys don't stop once you all start. So with the advanced technology at my disposal, I now have 3 chits. And you will now pick.
The last time I saw a chit was at my board 12th exam.
I like to do things the old school way.
Yeah.
We're becoming slaves to the robots. Let's change that. You can't rig this, right? It's the most foolproof integrity test. Who would like to go for? Varun's just going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm closest to you.
I'll let you choose.
You can anyway just reach me with that long arm of yours. But anyway. Right.
Surprising. Okay.
Okay, so while I give you a moment to think about that, quick look at the points table at this stage. You can just refresh your memory. Rajasthan with an impressive 3rd win on the trot, a first away from home that also meant 3 defeats to the Mumbai Indians. Kolkata, who started in pretty entertaining fashion against Sunrisers, have also won at RCB. CSK have been good, though they have dropped the one game against Delhi Capitals at Vizag. Gujarat Titans are there as well. 2 home wins for them. Hyderabad, what a powering win that was against Mumbai, but they've lost their way on the road. Lucknow Supergiants will play their 3rd game. Delhi, Punjab, hit and miss, so too Bangalore. So Lucknow, the only team along with Kolkata to still play 3, but everyone's almost there, so it's a good time to review this.
When you actually mentioned the points table, Varun's head popped up very quickly because he thought it was our points table.
Yeah, I know. We'll show it to you. Before you leave, we'll show it to you.
Good.
Right? Okay. On that note, who has got the most exciting selections? Okay. Varun, most exciting team, player and match for you?
Team, I would go with CSK. A player, I would go with Mayank Yadav. And match this, obviously, Mumbai versus SRH up until now.
Why CSK for the most exciting team?
Because, I mean, it's full of surprises. Rachin Ravindra has come good, like early doors in the tournament. I mean, the most exciting thing was MS the other night. Absolutely smashing it. Great signs. And yeah, I mean, they just play really good cricket and over a long period of time and consistently. So yeah, it's exciting.
All right, that's Varun's picks. Mitch, what have you got?
Me? I've got most surprising.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I looked over here when I've got it in my...
You've done stranger things, mate.
Talking about chicken exploding on the field. Yeah, well, I'll never live that one down. I thought it was going to be funny, but it wasn't.
I think it's funny.
It was funny.
Most surprising.
I was just a poor storyteller. Who surprised me? Surprised me has been Rian Parag.
Yep.
Reason being is that his form in the IPL previous to these couple of years has not been good. But one of the positive things, we're starting to find a bit more about the story, and he's starting to believe that, well, he's changed his training, hasn't he, Tom? And he's starting to train like he's got to play at this level. So I like hearing that, and it's a surprising story for me at the start of the IPL, but I'm excited as well to see where that ends up.
That's the player, team and match?
The most surprising team has been SRH, and I know they only won the first game, but the way they've gone about the game with the bat, they look like a very, very difficult side to bowl to, and that has really been surprising to me. I know they've struggled in the past, but there's definitely been a gear shift from the last year or so. So that's surprised me, and again, it's very exciting to see for the game. And then the surprising match was the other night, was Delhi against CSK.
Yes.
I thought the way CSK had been travelling along, players in form, they'd all been doing their jobs, and to come up against Delhi that had struggled in the first couple of games, and to go down the way they did, quite convincingly, really surprised me.
Okay, very good. Tom Moody.
I have the most promising. So we'll start with, what are we saying, team first?
Yeah.
I think Rajasthan Royals look by far the most promising side. They look very complete with bat, ball and in the field. Particularly the balance of their bowling looks particularly good. You mentioned Parag, his inclusion at 4 has been, mind-blowing the way he's gone about it. It's interesting how things turn around so quickly. He's now talked about as an Indian player where, it was only 12 months ago people, were talking about him not even being in the Rajasthan squad. So your fortunes can change so quickly. So that would be the team. Player would be Mayank Yadav, promising. You can name any sort of word around what he's offering at the moment. I'm so excited to watch him tonight. I said on the way in here tonight to Mitch that I can't wait to watch him bowl.
Yep.
Regardless of the size of the ground, regardless of anything, I just want to see batters look uncomfortable against genuine pace. Whether he goes for 10 and over or not, it doesn't matter. When it comes to match, I think promising. I suppose if I was a CSK player, coach, fan, I'd be thinking we're still owning our own turf. And that would, for me, be a really good, promising sign for what's ahead of us, because it's really important that you do own your own ground. And teams that come to your venue feel uncomfortable knowing that that's a code I need to unlock.
All right, excellent. Lovely review, which just helps us recap the first couple of weeks of the tournament. And yes, we're all set now for Mayank Yadav. And we'll have to wait a little while to see him bowl, of course. LSG batting first. Faf du Plessis won the toss. And Faf du Plessis and RCB have also made a change. Reece Topley replaces Alzari Joseph in the team that went down to KKR at home just a few days back. No other standout surprises at first glance. But Topley plays. Mitch McClenaghan, it was time that they made that change, I guess.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Alzari didn't get off to a great start. We know he's a good bowler, but that's the nature of the IPL. And Reece Topley performed really well for them at the start of the season last year. He's left arm, he's got that ball that bends back early, and he's got some good hard cutters, and he's not shy to bowl the short ball. Yeah. And I think these rules set up nicely for him.
What do you think's been the difference in Topley and not Lockie Ferguson, assuming Lockie's fit?
I would say Topley gives them another option with the new ball. Lockie also can bowl with the new ball, but I think he's more effective through the middle and at the death. So yeah, that's the only factor I see which could be coming in. But I would have gone Lockie because Lockie's also had a really good 2024.
Yeah, quick look again at the RCB team because, you know, with the impact sub, we all take a little time. But Vijay Kumar Vaishak, who was perhaps their standout bowler, Tom, in their bowling first 11, is on the impact subs bench.
Instead of...
Well, I mean, he came in as the sub later.
Yeah.
So I'm just running through that team now.
I'm trying to work out.
And Yash Dayal, Siraj were starters. Vaishak came in and replaced a batter in the last game. That was Dinesh Karthik. So this is the batting first 11. Ideally, you would have seen Karthik on the bench and Vaishak. Unless there's an error, Karthik is in their bowling first 11.
Yeah, which is interesting because we made that comment the other day, didn't we? When Raunak was keeping, it didn't seem to make a lot of sense. And you never know, DK may be making it clear to management that he wants to get into the game. When I've spoken to a number of players around this impact sub, one of the issues they face is that they don't feel like they're actually in the game when they're not participating in half of it, and they're suddenly called upon to come and bowl with a new ball or open the batting or come in at whatever number they bat. So maybe he's had that word that, you know, he wants to play the full game because he doesn't feel like he's in it.
Yeah, just on balance, what that tells me is that they want more depth in batting while chasing.
Yeah.
Because they brought in Lomror, who hit a decent few hits in the one game that they did win against Punjab. But is that enough bowling with the absence of Vaishak?
Well, I think we'll see a lot more of Maxwell in this game. I think that Maxwell's got a few good matchups against this opposition. You've got Quinton de Kock at the top of the order. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Maxwell very early on. And obviously got Nicholas Pooran as well.
And you've got Cam Green, who can also bowl a couple of overs.
Yeah,
that's the matchup you speak of. Two big international players for either side. De Kock has been at this franchise, and pretty decent matchup for Maxi to have against them.
Yeah, it is. It is a good matchup. The other thing with Maxwell is that we haven't seen him get into the tournament yet. And one way you can get an all-rounder in the tournament is use both his skill sets. Particularly now that they're bowling first. If he can get a couple of overs in, and if he's bowling well, picks up a wicket, takes a catch, or gets a run out, suddenly he goes into this batting, which is the real part they want RCB for Maxwell to start firing. It may just help sort of launch that.
All right. Anyone else who's okay with this balance though? Little heavy on batting and
they've
best
literally
bowler
just
of the
tried
last
to
game.
flip their strategy, right? Haven't they? Like they've struggled to defend, and now they've decided that they're going to chase and stack the batting, which is generally what they've done in the past.
Which has worked, given they won the toss.
Yeah.
Also, the reason why Vaishak came into that game was because he bowls good slow balls. So they would have seen what KKR has done in the first innings and slotted in Vaishak just for that, playing that role. Similar to what Nalkhande does for the Titans.
Yes.
He comes in, bowls those hard length slow balls. So I think they've just assigned people for conditions and certain roles.
Okay, fair enough. Now, Maxwell's big player for them. If he doesn't take off or doesn't get in those big performances early in the season, you think RCB are going to have a long season. But what exactly is the mantra to Maxwell? How often Does he hit? How often does he miss? Well, we put Yash Jha to the test to dig up the numbers.
Glenn Maxwell has been pivotal to RCB's batting this IPL cycle. Since 2022, he has a strike rate in excess of 160 across all three phases of the game and is among the top 5 fastest scorers in each of these 3 phases. Particularly key is the role he performs through the middle, where he hits a boundary every 4.5 balls. These are sensational numbers, especially considering his entry point on average has been much earlier than what he's had in the years of past. Maxwell has come in to bat before the 13th over in 23 out of his 30 innings in the IPL since 2022, meaning more time to cause damage, but also more time to get in. However, his high-tempo game is also a high-risk one. In these 23 innings, where Maxwell has had more than 8 overs to bat, he's fallen within the first 15 balls on 15 occasions, and 10 of those 15 instances have been while attempting aggressive shots. If you exclude openers, among the batters to have had at least 10 innings coming in before the 13th over, no one else falls as often to aggressive shots. Why this is pertinent is because of the difference in Maxwell's returns when he survives 15 balls after coming into bat before the 13th over. The 15 innings where Maxwell has fallen within 15 balls have seen him return less than 10 runs per outing. When he does survive 15 balls, Maxwell's average knock is 56 of 31 balls. Given that context, what do our experts reckon is the best way for Maxwell to approach his innings? Could a slight recalibration at the start serve Maxwell and RCB better?
Okay, good luck. Would a slight recalibration of Maxwell serve him better? Anybody wants to have a word with him about this?
It's a reasonable point, because he didn't get off the blistering starts in the World Cup.
Yes.
And he gave himself a chance. And for Maxwell, giving himself a chance might only be another 4 or 5 balls, as Yash has spoken about there. So, because we know once he is in, and once he's got the pace of the wicket, how destructive he is. So I do like that piece. That was very informative.
I wonder how, brilliant work digging the numbers up, just what you know of the character that Maxwell is. And if you show him matchups, this is the game, and Krunal Pandya is your matchup Maxi, and this is a left-arm spinner who you average 10 against, your strike rate's 133, he's dismissed you 6 times. Would you show him this matchup? Would it affect in any way how he stacks up? By the way, this is the other way around as well. Let me turn that around for you. That was Krunal to Maxwell, and this is Maxwell versus Krunal. So this is a contest. Look out for both ways. But does he ever take in this information and say, let me take a single off him?
I would be sitting down with Glenn Maxwell the morning of the match and talking about everything but cricket. Mm-hmm. The way he operates, the way he thinks, and the lessons that have been learnt by coaches and franchises and teams that he's been involved in that you need to allow the free spirit to be free. He's got extraordinary numbers. That first graphic that came up with his numbers in the first 6 overs, those middle overs, and at the end, I don't think anyone could match them. Yeah. Maybe Nicholas Pooran over the last year or so. But the thing that excites me the most, if I was coaching RCB, are the numbers between 7 and 16.
Yep.
That is the hardest phase to bat and bat with fluency. You see a lot of players, high-quality players, slow down in that phase because that's where you have your very best spinners in the world, your mystery spinners, your impact-type bowlers come in at that phase because you're looking to take wickets. But Maxwell seems to be able to swim against the tide in that phase, which is critical to have a player that can have that type of impact.
And I think that impact in the middle probably over the last couple of years has come down from such a good platform at the top from Virat and Faf. And I think that when they get off to a good start, he comes in a little bit later and he's got a good launching pad to go from. So I think when the scoreboard, there's a bit of pressure there with Maxi, sometimes it can get him in a bit of trouble. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but I just think that platform is very important where they get off to the start of their innings.
I still feel Maxi, even though his numbers are unbelievable, I think he should just hold shape at the beginning because from whatever I've seen Maxi over the years, I think when he just holds shape at the beginning, gives himself a little time. I'm not saying like block it, but just hold shape. because the other night I just thought he was losing shape. He was trying to overhit the ball. He has enough power to clear the Chinnaswamy 10 times, but if he just holds shape for the first 10 balls and then once he has a proper feel of the wicket, then there's no stopping him.
That will be my most surprising moment if he holds his shape early.
I quite like that phrase, the hold shape. You can tell a player like Maxi, hold shape, don't go yet, don't pull the trigger just yet.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's pulling the trigger, but do it with proper cricketing strokes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you want to hit the ball over extra cover for 4, by all means do it, but don't try to overhit the ball.
Or even what he did against Deepak Chahar first ball was Deepak Chahar, wasn't it? Where he just went.
Yeah.
He takes that for 1, but it's just a.
He wanted to
an odd
dissect
shot.
the keeper and third man. That was. Yeah.
Just how he got out in the first game.
Yeah.
That's it, the CSK one. So if he goes to sort of pick it up and play a normal shot and hits it 4 or 6, which he's capable of.
It's the best analogy with someone like a Maxwell is it's like a golfer going out to play 18 holes of golf with more clubs than they need. Because he's got so many shots and so many options, sometimes he doesn't know which club to pull out. But he just at times, particularly in the early stage of his innings, just stick to 2 or 3 clubs and get yourself set and then put on the show.
You, all three of you on that note, are keen golfers, aren't you? I mean, were you a keen golfer? Are you still?
What do you mean, was I a keen
Are
golfer? Have
you
I
still a
retired?
keen
Have I?
Got that wrong, yeah.
No, yeah.
You like your
All
golf?
golfers.
Golf,
I'm
golf.
sort of, yeah.
So who's the most exciting, most surprising and most promising from you three?
We haven't played with Tom yet.
No.
No, I haven't got my clubs here. I've been doing my preparation for our evening shows here. So I'm sort of
Swimming. He's been
head
swimming
down.
in the
He's
pool.
just focusing on the match we play here.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play a golf.
No, Varun is the most surprising golfer that I've seen because he told us before we started that he was on a 16 handicap.
16.
So generally when you say
Just
you're on a
starting off.
16, you're not very good. He shot 81, which was fun, like 44 points if you know Stableford. He was unbelievable. Big drives, big booming drives.
It was in my new
Roll the
driver.
putts
I
in.
just got lucky.
Just very quickly now. No, it's not the most
not a
popular
golf
sport.
show. Sorry,
it's
yeah.
not. I wish it was sometimes, but no. 16. What's your handicap?
4.
Exactly.
Proper player.
Yeah,
He's like the lefty John Ram.
Proper player.
Short swing.
Thomas?
I'm 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What
Well,
are you?
that's you actually get impact points close to your handicap, didn't you? Yesterday.
That's
Okay,
sneaky.
okay. I'm gonna
On that note, sorry, mate, you're far away.
make amends to that.
Yeah, all right. They will have to pick some players from Lucknow, so let's confirm their team. This is the team that, of course, we got very excited with Mayank Yadav. Naveen Ulhaq will continue to lead their pace attack as the experienced overseas bowler in the IPL. Yash Thakur replaces Mohsin Khan, though. And we did see Mohsin walk off towards the end of the game. We thought it could have been cramp. Was it possibly something more serious? Yash Thakur did play in their opening game defeat to the Rajasthan Royals. He just pulled the 3 overs and went wicketless. Thakur for Mohsin, assuming it's if it's forced, so be it. But just your thoughts on that?
It's definitely an injury because Mohsin didn't look like he was comfortable. It wasn't cramps for sure because it wasn't a very crampy kind of day. And Mohsin has had a lot of niggles over the last couple of years. So yeah, Yash Thakur is a quality bowler. He didn't have a great outing first game. It's a good opportunity for him to make amends.
Yeah, you're giving me a lot of gems today. I really like it. Wasn't a crampy kind of day.
Yeah.
He did warm up today, though. He did warm up. So maybe it is a
Selection call?
selection call, maybe a tactical switch.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it's selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the better bowler, and particularly against this opposition.
Gives them a left arm option as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we will wait to find out more, but it's one Indian seam player, Indian fast bowler for the other. And on that note, time's just flown today. So let's quickly enter the impact zone. Well, look what we have for you, Varun. We have the season leaderboard. Now, give me a second to break this down. We have the impact draft, we have your predictions, and we have the miscellaneous stuff, which includes your quizzes, fact or fiction, who am I, etc. And then you also get an aggregate score, depending on, of course, how many days you're here and your total aggregate accordingly. An average, basically an average. And on our average, with 2.54, much like the net run rate, Tom Moody sits pretty up top, Varun 1.7, Wasim 1.62, Mitch 1.58.
See, the impact draft is down to pure luck, and I think there should be more weighting towards the miscellaneous because generally that's cricket knowledge. And if that was the case, I would be up close to up the top. So we may have to rejig the weighting on the quizzes.
I am accepting feedback on the system.
I put 0 on the predictor. I made
Because you haven't got any predictions right, mate.
I said Washi was playing. I said Noor was playing. Who would have guessed that?
That was an impact player. That wasn't.
No. See, so there are predictions that you just say, and then there are predictions that you say when you have to make the outrageous.
You're just firing a lot of shots.
Yeah.
One of them has to land.
All right. Okay, let's make some predictions. Come on.
Yeah, but anyway. All right.
Oh dear.
You know what? On that note, though, we have a little bit of time, so we could actually. Let me first get the impact zone out of the way. So it's time for your predictions, and I'll actually take Varun Aaron down memory lane if we have a bit of time, because he's had some good days and good times at RCB. Let's get the impact players out of the way first. And who, looking at that, since Mitch McClenaghan is down, I'm going to let him start today.
Oh, okay.
I'm
going to go.
Are you happier if you don't start? Because you tend to pick
No, let him start, because otherwise we'll hear about it for a while.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm going to go with Nicholas Puran.
Nicholas Puran for Mitch McClenaghan, Tom Moody.
I'm going to go for Virat Kohli.
All right, Puran and Kohli.
I'm going to go for Quinton de Kock.
Quinton de Kock for Varun Aaron. Right, Tom, batters out of the way. Bowlers.
I am going to go with Mohammad Siraj.
Bowling first in this game, Varun. Would you like to see the teams?
Krunal Pandya.
Krunal Pandya for Varun Aaron.
So that's a bowler.
Yeah, as a bowler.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with Mayank
Yadav.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. And now
Like
the wild card, Varun. Go for your next player.
Wildcard.
Anyone you want.
I'm going to go with Yash Dayal.
Okay, Yash Dayal for Varun.
Got to go with Glenn Maxwell.
All right, Tom.
He's just taken mine. I will go with. I'm going to go with Marcus Stoinis.
That's what I was tossing up with.
Interesting.
Just switched there.
Former RCB boy, Marcus Stoinis, back at the Chinnaswamy. Former RCB boy is
65,
also
yeah.
Varun Aaron. So let's just go back in time. You know what we've been doing in our free time from yesterday to today?
Yeah.
We've been just scrolling down your Instagram. And what good times. You haven't aged a day, by the way, with the big three of the time. Big four. You can put Bodo in there as well. Gale, AB, Virat Kohli. And look who's driving. Look who's in the driver's seat.
The big five. There's 5 players in there.
Remind us about what's the story behind that one.
I
Is that you, Varun?
That is me, but I do not remember. Okay, I have the worst memory.
Let me help you out. It's a green screen in the backdrop. It's probably a promotional ad.
It must have been a Kingfisher ad, if I remember. One of those Ulala Leos.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
it was actually, yes.
Safari.
Yeah.
Remember
Correct.
that one?
Yes.
Okay, so
It
that was fun. What else do we have? Let's have a look. That's one from Varun. UV is there. You look like you're in love.
No, I'm not in love there. It was just, it was a funny ad. Yui was saying some funny stuff. AB was joining in with some crazy banter. So yeah, I was just surprised that Yui said something there.
What was your time like at RCB?
It was great. I mean, second year we almost won it. Tom and his team spoiled our party. Actually, what's his name? Shit, I'm blanking. Who hit Watto in that over? Last over?
Ben Cutting.
Ben Cutting. Oh my God, that over was just the deciding over for us not winning the trophy the second year.
A lot of pre-planning in that.
He's not laughing.
Great matchup.
Really? All right. Okay. So yeah, he just yeah. I mean, it was 3 really good years. We enjoyed ourselves. It was a great team, some great players. UV, AB, Gale, Virat. We had Dan Vittori was just starting off. It was just a lot of fun.
What was the fan base like, and how do you rate it now that you've been around the IPL as well? But the RCB fans are obviously supposed to be one of the most passionate in the league.
They are. I mean, I think the RCB fans and the CSK fans really understand cricket. They're very respectful to their home players. Like, I don't think an RCB fan would ever boo an RCB player. No chance, no matter what happens. Which is really heartwarming. I think the people in Bangalore actually understand sport. They even support their football team the way they support RCB.
Yeah, okay. Plenty of pot shots taken at Mumbai over there, which I will just quietly accept on behalf of my city. But anyway, that's a fair point. And it's been a wonderful crowd always at the Chinnaswamy and the Chepauk. And on that note, we're underway at Bengaluru. So let's get an outrageous prediction as well as a score from the panel. Now, this is where your prediction does carry some points.
Can I do this at the end? Can
All
I think about this, please? Because I've got 0 on that.
Tom.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Show them how it's done, Tom.
My prediction, outrageous prediction, is going to be on his return back home, KL Rahul's not going to face any more than 10 balls. He'll be dismissed for 10 or under, and Quinton Cock will play and miss his second ball.
All right, so KL to be not face more
To
than
be
10
out,
balls.
to be out.
Within
for
10
10 or
balls,
less.
which worked last time for you.
I've done it twice. I've done it twice before. It's worked once and failed the second time. It was 14 balls the second time.
All right, that's Tom Moody's outrageous prediction. Score, Tom?
I'm thinking 189.
Interesting. That's close to what RCB got last time. Mitch?
I think Nicholas Pooran will hit 3 sixes and an over. And I also think they will get 220.
220 then. That's big score at that ground, of course. Varun?
Outrageous prediction. I think KL Rahul's getting 50 plus score today.
Oh.
That's not outrageous.
No?
He averages 50.
But being influenced by you saying he'll play less than 10 balls.
That doesn't matter. What I've said is outrageous is outrageous because his record is outrageous.
How about this? I'll let that 50 plus
75.
score. I'll let the 50 plus score stand if you can also give me a strike rate.
No. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, 50 plus score finishing with, say,
75. 75.
Outrageous prediction. Okay, Mayank Yadav hit somebody on the head today. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have that. Not that we want that to happen because we don't want from a health and safety.
I'm a fast bowler. I would
from
like
a health and
I would
safety
like to-
point of view.
Just a skim, yeah.
Just a little tickle.
Just a glance.
You
Just a
started
glance, yeah.
the show 20 minutes back saying you were
No,
talking about how
outrageous.
you
I'm
wanted
giving you
Mayank
outrageous.
Yadav to make batters
Yeah,
look
but
uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay.
Just quite
What
happy
is
for him to be.
okay, how far is uncomfortable?
No, that's
All right.
good. I like it.
That's good.
That's a good
That's
one.
good.
Yeah,
It's better than a 50. That's,
Yeah,
you
okay,
know,
yeah,
that's,
cool.
that's
All right.
very conservative.
Just polish it. You could
Yeah.
always say hit him on the head and of course the batter's fine immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how we can do it.
cool.
Everyone can be happy. Thank you very much, Varun Aaron. I hope you get some points on that. Mitch McClenaghan, I hope
Need
you
them.
definitely
I
get
need
some
them.
points. You need them. Tom Moody, the master at work as always. We pick up the chat with these three fine men after the end of the Lucknow Supergiants innings. Join us then for Maruti Suzuki Arena Presents. Here's Pin Cricket for Timeout. Download the mobile app. If you haven't already, it'll have you covered everything around the IPL, including the fastest scores. And Quinton de Kock is off along with LSG to a flyer. So you'll get the fastest scores there. Right? We'll see you at the end of the LSG innings.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the city bred SUV.